The debate around Hogwarts Legacy has definitely been an interesting one. Whether or not the game intended for things to play out this way, they have definitely found themselves at the center of the transgender debate. While this game has absolutely no connection to the original creator of the IP, J.K. Rowling, many still feel that supporting this game would be supporting the views that Rowling has toward the transgender community. I definitely have my own opinion when it comes to the attempted boycott of this game, and that is just the simple fact that boycotts never work. Although I do consider myself a gamer, I honestly did not even know this game existed until all the outrage. I heard about the idea for the game years ago, but ultimately thought they decided to cancel it. As more people decided to call the game out, the more I heard about it. As more people started to offer their opinions on the game, the more I wanted to play it. I think there are plenty of ways to support the transgender community, and I believe that there is plenty of ways to harm the community, but from my side, I have a hard time finding that connection with this game. But then again, I am not transgender, so therefore, it might be hard to understand. As an individual, I have certain issues that are very close to my heart, and if an action is taken by someone that can hurt me or my existence, I will definitely also no longer support them. As an example, in my country, we have lots of issues involving farm murders. Some of them are being targeted directly for their skin color, and as a result, a while back, farmers decided to push back and stage a massive nationwide protest. Some companies, TV stations, and radio stations decided to make light of the situation, and I believe that their rhetoric directly caused more harm to those farmers. As a result, I decided to boycott those companies and just take my business elsewhere, as I believed supporting them would hurt the cause I believe in. The same way I feel about this issue might be the way that a transgender person feels about their issues or existence, and therefore I will not tell any trans person that they are overreacting if they choose to stay away from this game or even speak out against the person that they feel harm their existence. I am not in the business of telling anyone how they should feel about something, and I know that sometimes it is hard to look past certain issues and dismiss it as, this is simply a video game. Who cares? In America specifically, this game has been strongly divided amongst political lines. While conservatives have embraced the game, leftists and even some liberals have strongly pushed back against it, calling on others to do the same and not play it. Due to this boycott attempt, many have decided to push back against what they call an unjust cancellation, and with it go full out to support it, and some even go as far as to buy multiple copies. Now from my side, I will say this. I have seen lots of people online talking about this game and how silly this boycott attempt is, but I have also heard those same people get extremely upset and call for boycotts themselves when a company does something or says something that they do not like. I have heard those same people calling for the cancellation of Netflix because they did not like a certain message or show or message that a show was pushing. I heard people push back and call for the cancellation of Disney because they did not like the woke message. It would be easy for me to dismiss your feelings and simply say get over it. When Disney got political in Florida, many felt they were harming their individual rights and even religious rights and freedoms. People pushed back and called for their cancellation. Those same people are now turning around and calling supporters of the LGBTQ+ community silly for not wanting to support a game that they find to be harmful to their existence. When people are calling for the cancellation of Disney or Netflix because they don't like a certain message, I find it silly. When people are calling for the cancellation of Last of Us 2 because they did not like Abby or Allie, I find it silly. And honestly, the calls for Hogwarts Legacy is equally bad. I think it is important to understand that you might not like the trans community, or even be a supporter of it, but at least just think back to a time when a game or TV show was pushing a message that you did not like and you were put off by it. In some cases, it does not even have to be a message within the show, but rather just a statement that an actor made or the company behind the show made. People, including myself, were boycotting Captain Marvel because of the things Brie Larson was saying about white men. If you as a white man do not want to support a movie or show because of something that an actor has said about your race and identity, can you at least try and understand why some people might not want to support a game that will directly support a person that has spoken out against their existence? If you want to buy this game and play it, you should be free to do so, but I have seen too many online content creators yell for months about how they are not going to support She-Hulk or Velma because it is anti-man or anti-white, myself included, and to now turn around and say it is silly to be angry at a game simply because the IP owner is transphobic. Even if the game itself might not display any of those values, some will still choose not to support it just because they do not want to give money to the owner. I think it is important to understand where both sides are coming from and to remember we all have causes that we believe in, and we have all called for certain cancellations simply because we did not like what a certain person had to say or because we believe it threatened our freedoms or in some cases our identities. If you choose to play this game, I think you should be allowed to do so. Nobody can force you to care about an issue that you might not feel affect your life. If you are a fan of of the original Harry Potter movies and you feel like you now want to go ahead and play this game simply because you want to experience the wizard world like never before, then go ahead and do so, but at least remember where the other side is coming from and think back to a time when you decided not to support something because you did not like what the people behind the product stood for. Remember when you did not like the messaging of the woke M&M and decided to boycott them and no longer buy the candy. Well, just take that feeling and apply it here and maybe you can actually find some common ground even if you disagree.